Good afternoon, everyone. In the last class, we were discussing the different social functions on which we had focused on many social functions like making a request, okay, polite question forms, how to introduce ourselves before others, etc. And we also discussed how to uh, make a complaint. Okay, today we will be discussing what are the different ways in which we can respond to a complaint. If somebody makes a complaint, we have to respond to that complaint by giving an apology. Okay, so when you apologize to someone, so that process of doing giving an apology is called apologizing. Okay, apologizing. Uh, 1 second. So the common way in which we apologize is to say sorry. So you can just say sorry and accept the uh, complaint made by the other person. So if you say sorry, the half of the complaint is solved by just apologizing. So I mentioned in the last class that you can make a complaint about the problem of water supply in your area. So the restoration of water supply may take some time, but once somebody complains, if you offer an apology, half the rage, half the anger of that person is solved. So this is the beauty of language, that with the help of language, most of the problems between human beings can be solved. You see, the actual problem is not solved. For example, the actual problem is so what is the complaint? What did the person make the complaint about? He's made a complaint about water supply. Okay, so water supply is something very physical. If you don't get water in your house, that is a problem. So if the water supply is not restored till then, there is a problem. But when you apologize, the person's anger is reduced, not completely gone, but reduced, because you have accepted your mistake. Okay, so that is something which all people as well as institutions usually do. They offer an apology. So this is a very effective method in building better relationships. That you have to accept the complaints in a polite manner. So accepting a complaint in a polite manner is done by offering apologies. Okay, offering apologies. The plural form of apologies is apologies. This is the plural of apology. So there are many ways in which we can apologize. So please accept my apology for the difficulty of water supply in your area. Okay, if you have physically or mentally hurt someone, then you can apologize in different manners. If you said something that hurt others, you can apologize. I'm sorry that I said that to you. Please forgive me for using such harsh words with you. Okay, I'm extremely sorry for using such harsh words with you. You can actually uh, complete those sentences by using any of these structures. Okay, so this is an example of apologizing. I'm extremely sorry for using such harsh words with you. So this is a way of apologizing. I can so another way of apologizing is you see the different structures. So it doesn't have to be one particular structure. It can have many different structures. See, it is all they are all apologizing, but it is different structures. We are using different structures. So, please forgive me. See, I can't tell you how sorry I am. I feel bad about it. Excuse me, pardon me. Okay, I'm so awfully sorry, terribly sorry, etc. So these are all different. So even this, there are with pardon also. You can also such structures like I beg your pardon is also a method of asking for. So this is also a way of apologizing. So apology shows that you the way you apologize, even though the mistake may not be ours, the mistake may not be ours, but the person has suffered nevertheless. ഇപ്പം ഞാനല്ല അയാളുടെ വാട്ടർ സപ്ലൈ കട്ട് ചെയ്തത്, ഞാൻ അറിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പോലുമില്ല. പക്ഷേ അയാളുടെ വാട്ടർ സപ്ലൈ ഇല്ല എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ, ഞാൻ സോറി പറയുമ്പോൾ, that shows the humility of the person apologizing. So that is an indication of culture. As I said in the previous class, a cultured tongue rules the kingdom of the heart. So we have to develop this culture of using civilized language. Okay, civilized language. So this is uh, very important in different social functions, using civilized language or a cultured term. Okay, so yeah. These are all the same. Civilized language or a cultured written. They all mean that you use very polite words. So using of polite words, that is called civilized language or a cultured tongue. So when somebody apologizes, immediately the anger of the person is reduced. So how do they respond? Then they will say, then it is okay. So please, please accept my apologies, and then they will say that that's all right. Please don't worry, etc. So these are all different ways in which people respond to apologies. So, so immediately as you apologize, they will say that, oh, that was not necessary. Okay, so immediately their anger is reduced and they will respond with such words. Okay, the next section, in the previous class, we also said that there are different ways in which we can ask for permission. Okay, so as said in the previous session, we permission has different. Uh, one is asking for permission, then giving permission, and then denying permission. So these are the different aspects of uh, permission. So these three aspects are the important aspects of giving permission. So there are three levels. One is asking, the other is giving, and the third one is denying permission. So these are the three elements. So why should you ask permission in a polite manner? Because otherwise we actually sound like being rude. If you are not polite, we will sound as if we are rude. So rude is the opposite of polite. So somebody asks permission, you can give permission, but also at the same time, all permissions cannot be given. Okay, so you may have to deny permission, but when you deny permission, that denying can also be done in the polite manner. So here, what is important? It is the tone, not only the words, the tone also should be indicating polite. So here we require our speaking skills also. When you are making a request, that language alone is not what is important. The way in which we speak, the sound, that is called the tone, the way we talk, that is also, that should also indicate politeness. So there may be, so as I said, there may be some reasons where we may have to deny permission. But when we deny permission, okay, deny means what? What is the meaning of deny? What is deny? Exactly, Gladzy. It is reject. That's right. To reject permission. Yes, Alina, that is right. Yeah, thank you. So many responses are there. Abhinendu. Very good. It means to reject. So it is not possible to accept every request, every request for permission. Sometimes we may have to reject also. So when we reject any request, reject any request for permission, it should not be harsh. We should not use harsh words, and it is always good to offer a reason. So instead of just saying no, just a no, to say just no, it is very harsh. So instead of saying no, say you are sorry, I am sorry, I cannot permit this because, give a reason. Okay, or you can say that uh, you cannot permit because of some reason. Okay, so you can give some reason and then say that you can't permit. So there are no harsh words here. So polite way, in a very polite way, we can deny permission also. So there are some examples in the text, some dialogues where permission can be sought. Okay, sought. Sought is the past tense of seek. seek, sought. So asking for permission, and that is seeking permission, and permission is sought. So that's the past tense and past participle form of seek. So look at the situation here. Somebody he is planning to come late and is asking the head of the department whether he could come late. So it seems he is a teacher. The teacher wants to come late for duty. So the head of the department says that if you want to come late, you may have to make an arrangement. Okay. So look at this structure. Would you mind? So that is a very polite way of asking making a request. Okay, making request. Would you mind if I came in an hour late tomorrow? So the teacher, the head of the department, the HOD says that you can come late, but do you have a lecture on the first hour? So the teacher, Prabhakar, says that he has. Yes, I do. What is the meaning of yes, I do? It is actually the answer. I do means I do have a. No. So it is the same as this. So instead of telling this entire sentence, Prabhakar is saying, yes, sir, I do. That is enough. So I do means I do have a lecture. So I can make alternative arrangements. So though I have a lecture in the morning, I can make some arrangements with another teacher, Mr. Shah. And look at the response of the head of the department. He says, yes, please do that. So please, the please is considered to be a very simple and the most common form of politeness. So please is one of the magic words. So there are many magic words which we use in language. Please is one of those magic words. Please, thank you, etc. are all considered to be magic words. Okay, so let us look at another situation. If you don't mind, I would like to sit here. So I would. So this is a this this I apostrophe D is the contracted form of I would. So I would like to sit here. So Preeti says, sorry, I'm afraid it is not possible. So what is the meaning of afraid here? Is it fear? What is the meaning of afraid? Sorry, I'm afraid it is not possible. What is the meaning of afraid? Exactly, Gladzy. Yes, Mayusha, it is sorry. So here, afraid means sorry. So in context of asking, giving permission, etc., when I say I am afraid, here in this situation, it has nothing to do with fear. It means sorry. So I'm sorry, it is not possible. Why? Because elderly man means a person, an aged person, a person of senior age has been sitting there. So he has gone for some water. So then she says, so even when the request is denied, so this is an example of denying. So even when it is denied, it is done with a reason. She is giving the reason. So giving reason is very important. Giving reason is very important when you deny a request. Simply denying a request can also sound very rude. So always we have to give a reason. So that is why she has said that there was a person who was sitting there and he has gone for taking some water. So then that person who asked for permission does not feel offended or sad or hurt. So she says that is all right. Look at that. Even when she was not offered a seat, she is uh, she is all right. She says that it is all right. I will find his place somewhere else. So she was not given the seat. Still, she is not offended or angry. She says that's all right. Why would she or say that it was all right? Two reasons. One reason is that it was in a very polite manner. I denied the request in a very polite manner, or rather, Preeti denied the request in a very polite manner, and also that she gave a reason. So, two things. So, politeness, and also the reason. So, these are the two reasons why uh, uh, person is not offended. One is politeness, and the other is the reason given, which makes this conversation very pleasant without any anger. So, some expressions for seeking permission are given there. Do you mind if I? Would it be possible? If you don't mind, I would like to. Would you have any objection to my? Could I please? Is it all right if I? Etc. And giving permission can be done in many ways. Yes, of course. Sure, certainly. By all means, go ahead. That's perfectly all right. Right. And refusing permission. So I'm afraid it is not possible. I'm sorry, I can't let you. Sorry, but you can't. So here, denying the common words that are used with denying and are sorry and I am afraid. These are the common expressions which are used with denying request. Sorry and I am afraid. So these are the two more. If you look at these all these examples, the most common words that are repeated are sorry and I am afraid. Both mean the same. Both these expressions have the same meaning. So there are some tasks, language tasks that you can do. This is a conversation, and you have to use these three aspects of permission. So as I said earlier, there are three aspects to giving permission. Okay, so asking for permission, giving permission, and rejecting, denying. So these are the three aspects of permission. All these three aspects can be used to fill up the blanks here. Asking, giving, and denying. Asking means seeking. Seeking means asking. Giving permission means granting permission or refusing permission. So use these expressions to complete this exercise. So this is a task which you can do. There are such tasks here. I will put it up in your Google Classroom as an assignment later. This is also asking, giving, and refusing permission. So if you want to borrow a book from the library, so there will be a conversation between you and the librarian. You will have to talk to the librarian and ask her permission to borrow a book. So you will have to tell her which book you want and how long do you want to borrow it. So this is a very simple and small conversation which you can build. So there are three different uh, conversations which you can build. I will put this in the Google Classroom as an activity for you, an assignment activity for you. You can write on any one of these three activities. Okay, one is borrowing from the reference section in a library. The another is borrowing a magazine from a fellow traveler on a train. Somebody is traveling with you, and you are asking their permission to read their magazine. Another is a person's record book. So your classmates record book for reference. You want to refer on how to prepare the record. So you ask the permission. So the next social function. So these are all different social functions. What are the different social functions? Social functions of language. So this is something which you always have to keep in mind. Social functions of language. Which are the social functions of language? That is agreeing, disagreeing. Okay, agreeing, disagreeing. Then permission, complaint. Okay, apology, congratulating, accepting congratulations. So all these are different social functions of language. So similarly, we have a program, we have a meeting, we may have a party, we may have a wedding. So for that, what we give to others is called an invitation. So inviting, inviting. If you look at the invitation cards of weddings, you will find that all the cards have very many different ways of inviting. So people always search on uh, the beautiful words in which you can invite others. So the words of invitation can have a very strong influence on bringing people to your function. So therefore, the way you invite is very important. So how should it be? What should the person feel when you invite somebody? It should feel that we are actually റിക്വയറിങ് ദി പ്രസൻസ് ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ് പേഴ്സൺ. അവർ വരണം നമുക്ക് ശരിക്കും ആഗ്രഹമുള്ള പോലെയാണ് ഇൻവിറ്റേഷൻ കൊടുക്കേണ്ടത്. അത് വേണമെങ്കിൽ വന്നിട്ട് പോകുന്നുള്ള പോലെയല്ല ഇൻവൈറ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. സോ ദ പേഴ്സൺ ഹൂ വി ഇൻവൈറ്റ് ഷുഡ് റിയലി ഫീൽ, that person should really feel that my presence is actually required by this person. So that is the way we should invite. So the language should be uh, so polite, at the same time so compelling. Okay, so compelling in a very loving manner. നിർബന്ധിക്കുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ വരണമെന്ന് വാശി പിടിക്കുന്ന പോലെയല്ല. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ കൈൻഡ് ഓഫ് ലവിങ് കമ്പൾഷൻ. ഓക്കെ, ലവിങ് can that kind of compelling. So it is a kind of loving compulsion that will force the other person to come and attend your program. It may be a party, it may be a meeting, it may be a function, it might be a reception, a wedding, it may be a wedding itself. But that invitation that we give should be in such a way that the person who is invited feels that his or her presence is inevitable, it is important for the function. So there are different ways in which we can offer invitations. We can accept invitations or reject invitations. For example, this meeting itself, this class itself, I had sent invitations to you by email. So many of you might have received those invitations to attend the class. So it is done in an online manner. So there are certain patterns which you find for different kinds of programs. So some examples are given here. So here is an invitation for a movie. This is a conversation between two friends and they are planning to go for a movie. So the person invites him to come with him for a movie. So the name or title of the movie is Jurassic Park. So he asks Anita, I have bought tickets for Jurassic Park. Would you like to join me? So you can either accept the invitation or you can reject the invitation. So when we accept the invitation, you can say thank you. That is a good idea. I will be happy. I will be glad, etc. See, here Anita is busy. So how do we understand that? She is denying the invitation in a very polite manner. And not only is she denying the invitation in a very polite manner, she is also giving a reason why she is not able to come. So, this way of rejecting an invitation is the most polite way of rejection. What does she say? She says, I wish I could join you. See, that indicates that the person has nothing against the person who has invited. I wish I could join you. Really want to join you, but unfortunately, I have to attend an important wedding reception. See, she gives given a reason, and not only she has substantiated that reason by saying that the bridegroom is her close relative, and also she thanks him for inviting. She thanks, and offer she also offers that if he could change the timing, for example, instead of the evening, if it is for the noon show, she would be happy to come. So here there is no disappointment that this person has declined the invitation. So the invitation is also called declining an invitation. Declining an invitation means rejecting an invitation. So she has Anita has declined his invitation. But at the same time, she says that if it was for a different time, she would be able to come. But unfortunately, the tickets have been sold out. So Arjun says noon show uh, would not be possible because of the tickets being sold out. Here are some expressions which we can use to invite people. We could say, would you like to join me for a cup of tea? I would like to invite you to my home. Why don't you come with me for a walk in the park, etc. You see, these are all different ways of inviting. So it is not just one structure. If you look at these structures, all these structures are different. So all these different structures could be used to invite people. And how do we accept an invitation? Accepting an invitation can also be done in different ways. So if you just say thank you, it means that you have accepted the invitation. So look at the different expressions that indicates the happiness in being invited. So we would be delighted. That would give me the greatest pleasure, etc. So they are all different ways of accepting an invitation. But all the same, we cannot accept every invitation that we receive. So we may have to decline an invitation also. We may have to reject or decline an invitation. How can we decline an invitation? We can say thank you for inviting, but unfortunately I am busy on that day. So you can say sorry, you can say I'm afraid. So here the different expressions are sorry, okay, I'm afraid, so, okay, see, regret, etc. So sorry, I am afraid, regret, etc. So all these expressions, sorry, afraid, regret, etc., could be used. So these three expressions can be used. These are the most common. If you look at these expressions, among them, these are the three expressions. That is sorry, afraid. Sorry and afraid have the similar meaning. Regret is also uh, a way of declining an expression. Invitation. റിഗ്രറ്റിന്റെ കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള മലയാള വാക്ക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഖേദം എന്നാണ്. ഖേദം ഖേദം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ രണ്ടാമത്തെ കാ വെച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ഖേദമാണ് റിഗ്രറ്റ്. നമ്മൾ ഖേദം പ്രകടിപ്പിക്കുന്നു എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഐ എം സോറി എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് അതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥം. സോ there are different expressions. Look at the next expression. That is very kind of you. Okay, that is very kind of you for inviting me, but I am unable to come. See, Yeah, so here that person is thanking. That is very kind of you എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ I'm thanking you എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് അർത്ഥം. So I would like to നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ I would like to come with you for the movie, but I have to attend a wedding reception. So what a pity I can't come. So pity also means sorry. So pity also has the means sorry. So we saw that three words: afraid, pity, sorry. All three have the meaning of sorry in when we deny an invitation, a decline an invitation. So here are some practice examples activities for you to do are given there. You can do any one of them. See, activity: invite a friend to accompany you on an excursion, or you can invite a professor to address a student gathering on any particular topic, or invite a friend to attend the college day function, or invite your juniors. For example, your juniors have already come here, the first years. Maybe you can organize a freshers party for them, a party for freshers, and 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 those freshers can be given a party, which is usually we call it a welcome party. Okay, so a welcome party can be given to the freshers. That is also a place where we can create a draft and invitation. So these are the different social functions that we encounter in this chapter. In the next chapter, we continue. Actually, the next chapter is actually a continuation of these social functions. So it is titled "Building an Attitude," but that is also a continuation of this chapter of social functions. So we will learn what are the different other social functions like giving suggestions, okay, giving suggestions, etc. Giving suggestions, accepting suggestions, how to praise people, complimenting people, congratulating people. How do you respond to somebody congratulating us? Okay, so and how do you sympathize with somebody? Okay, sympathizing. Sympathize means it is words of sympathy. What is sympathy? Sympathy എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? Anybody know sympathy? Anubamba, Sahanubhuti, exactly. Yes, Sheetal. Very good. So many people have responded. Yes, glad see. Feeling sorry for somebody. Yes. Thank you for those responses. Alina, Anugamba, correct. Sheetal, Sahanubhuti. Glad she says it's feeling sorry. So that feeling of feeling for others is called sympathizing. So all these things are included in this chapter 4. Chapter 4 is also different social functions, and with that we will be completing this module. So then we will move on to the next module after this chapter. So once so in the next class we will complete chapter 4. By that we will be completing this module. So that's it for today. We conclude this session. We will continue with the fourth chapter in the next class. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful afternoon. Goodbye.